Hello, everyone. Great to see you joining our webinar and welcome. I'm sure that you will enjoy this session very much today. As currently mentioned, my name is Ofer Laxman and I'm Correlata CEO and co-founder. And with me today is Pablo Orenstein, Correlata VP Product and Pre-Sale, which together we will talk and demonstrate how and why it is so important to be able to manage wisely your data center. Next. Thank you. So before I'm moving into talk deeply about Correlata, let's first of all give a background about who we are. So Correlata is a US-Israeli company that developed a new set of services for delivering a complete transparency around data center cost and operational efficiency, becoming the consistent validation platform to ensure effective business execution. Correlata provides for the first time management and ID leaders the ability to quantify the true value or concerns that are coming directly from the IT, helping to evaluate the organization overall use of technology for supporting the business initiatives such as data center modernization, data center consolidation, of course, the digital transformation. What makes Correlata so unique is the fact that Correlata platform turns operational data into real practical insight, improving business continuity and reducing the operational cost. Next. Why we need Correlata? Probably most of you are familiar that businesses are driven today by a very aggressive business demands and competition, and also cost reduction demands that are being forced by the organization, which really put the companies and specifically the IT under tremendous stress. We know that companies are forced to expand their IT. However, the fact is that current solutions don't really allow to what we call right size and right manage the data center. Technology is not the barrier anymore. The lack of fusion platforms shared by executive and IT team based operational and investment efficiency rules are the missing part in the puzzle. We at Correlata, we have a kind of a phrase that we are saying that the IT is not a part of the business, the IT is the business. Companies which will not be able to understand this new change in time and realize that they need to manage their IT as a business unit, basically they will not be able to survive and to move forward. Next. In order to explain and to emphasize what I'm trying, what I said, I will just express one example of a US public company based on 11,000 employees, which a single failure in the IT cost their three top executives basically to find themselves without a job. If you think about it, it's really insane, right? But let's rest assured that it will continue happen. We are living in a kind of an atmosphere that we are saying to ourselves, this will not happen to us, right? So it can happen only to someone else. Next. So in order to be able to deal with those kind of challenges, there are two main options. The first one is that, we will believe and we will act that everything basically is in normal and that we know that nothing will happen to us. And we know that, at the end of the day, someone will need to deal with the consequences about, the failures, as I mentioned in my previous example. Next, the option number two is basically the Correlata. Next, please. The option number two is basically the Correlata option, meaning that why to deal with this problem if you can prevent it. And this is the Correlata, and this is the Correlata concept. Very, very simple in a very high level, pitch. Next. So So basically, when we are exploring what we call the data center, the digital economy, data center modernization, and of course, the digital transformation, it's about time that we understand that we need a smart navigator tool. And this is exactly what is Correlata is getting. Basically, that the organization, the IT organization, will be able to get the right business insights from the IT, regardless if it's a traditional data center, a hybrid, and whatever. The whole idea is really looking behind just the network, the reusage, and really to align the business needs into the business initiative. Next. Next, please. So this is my final slide, which really makes everything, the whole story of Correlata in a single slide. I think that what is really make Correlata so unique and innovative is the fact that we represent the answer, the pain for the answer for the biggest pain is the inability to extract business indicators from technical metrics and in a proactive way, of course, and to help the companies really to drive their business very effectively. From Correlata standpoint, our value proposition is transparency between the entire IT organization and above, immediate ROI, cost saving, and most important is fast deployment. So thank you so much.
So thank you very much, Ofer. At this time, we're going to quickly walk through the Correlata solution demonstration. Pablo Hornstein will actually be showcasing from his screen. And at this point, I'd like to introduce Pablo.
Hi, Courtney. Thank you for introducing me. My name is Pablo Hornstein. I am the VP product of Correlata, and I will try to spend the next 15 to 20 minutes to go through a demo where I can show you a little bit on how you can manage and plan your capacity using Correlata. So I hope that you see my screen and you hear my voice. So we can start with a demo that is actually results of the analytics that we are doing in an environment where we can show the insights of the analytics of the IT infrastructure and how it is reflected to the business. So as you can see, we have 4 and 5 more accurate blocks where describe how the IT is providing the best value and how you can measure the way the IT is providing value to your organization. So if we are starting to demo the blocks, we have on the left side, we have a resource alignment block, which will allow you to make sure that your allocations are according to your predefined settings or SLAs. So we have a way where you can specify your alignment parameters. So when you are trying to understand what are the underlying IT infrastructure layers that are mapped to your building production, you can start to specify what are the attributes and the services that you need to provide to your building production, whether you need to be covered by availability metrics or recovery on data, or even you need to understand what are your vendors that you need to work with this application, what is the location that you need to work with. The customer has the ability to understand and set what are the settings that he needs to run their applications. So when we are entering to the business applications, we start to provide the information based on the business applications and environments that you are running as a customer. So once we are going to the building production, for instance, and we want to know availability metrics on building production, we can go and understand how you are covered on the single point of failure scenarios on this building production. So when we see the information, we can go and understand that there are some not alignments in some areas. So once we understand the unalignment of specific servers, we can identify that you are not according to your policy, which means that you need to be covered by a single point of failure scenario. If we are going to different areas where you can manage your capacity planning on computing resources, we can say that building production must run specific applications. So we see that we have a deviation on the way you are running your building production in different areas. So once we are checking your alignment, we can see that we have your location, and we can see here that if you are going and making sure that you are sorting by the alignments, you are not aligned on different areas where we are not running your computing on the location that is defined by you as Boston, for instance. Okay, so this is the way we can understand your computing resources, or whether a platform, if you need to run on a specific platform, it can be a virtual machine, it can be a bare metal, it can be even on the cloud. So if you need to run on-premise and we found that your building production or a subset of it is running on the cloud, it is not aligned to your predefined settings. Of course, we have the storage resources. If you need to run your building production on a specific vendor, on the storage, for instance, we will make sure that we are checking your definition and your vendor, and then we can provide to you the answer whether you are aligned or not based on our findings versus the definition that you already set. So those are examples. We can check your applications, your diverse environments, and provide to you the answer whether you are aligned or not aligned on the IT. This is the way we can identify the business alignment. Let's go to the next tab, where we are checking the efficiency of your allocated resources. Again, we have the same structure where we are providing to you the information in context to your business applications and environment. So let's go, for instance, to the CRM now and check again the production as the most important environment. We can see now how you are invested in different areas of the IT, starting with servers, storage, data protection, and networking. So as you can see here, we have another tab where you can specify your costs by any individual resource, starting with the server components like CPUs, vendors. So we have a lot of entries that you can set your costs based on the infrastructure that you are using. And in this example, we see the server side that is divided by IBM machines and HP machines. The value is a combination of the infrastructure allocated to billing to CRM production, and by the cost that you specify in the cost tab. So at the end of the day, we will provide to you what is your investments in currency, in dollars, on IBM and HP. We are doing the same on storage arrays, on data protection, and on networking. Just an example on the server, if we are going in drill down to how we are doing CRM production investments, we start to see different computing layers, starting with the blade center information, going down to the hypervisor level, and going down to the physical servers. Okay, if we are going up and want to see the storage allocation, we will see a similar way where we can see the vendors, the types of models of the storage arrays, and how you are allocated and used. So you can use this to manage your capacity planning with the vendors to understand how you are invested and used based on different vendors and types of storages that you are using. We have a similar analysis on the data protection, where we are checking your overall data, how it is covered by your data protection. You are checking your policies, identify how many copies you need to support your policy, and then we are multiplying by your cost, and then you can see the bottom line, how you are invested in data protection on a specific application environment. So this is the example on the investment efficiency. We have a compliance metric. So we have a predefined template where we have timestamps of all the samples that we run in the past, but we can build a new one. We can say, I want only availability metrics, okay? I want to scope it by application and environment. I want to scope it by sales, ERP, billing, and CRM. I want to focus on production. And then I am building the new profile, which is, let's see, the demo. When I save it, okay, and I am running again the demo, and I'm saving it, I have a new template here, which we never run it. So once we are going back to our demo, we have no timestamp. The first time I am running it, it is where I can check the compliance of the 4 availability metrics that I specify. I have a timestamp of right now that was created, and this is the result. We have covering databases with high availability. We have 82% of coverage. We are okay in our database single point of failure. So we have a list of compliancy based on our questions and the way I can scope it in different areas in the organization. We have the risks. We are consolidating all the risks based on risk types. When I am entering on a specific risk of data protection, I start to segment it by application. So one, we want to see the CRM production risk on data protection. This is the full list of risks that we found on data protection on a specific data protection backup sub category, and how we are in risk on those areas. And the last but not least is the way we can help on migrations. We have the sizing, where we can show you what are the IT infrastructure underlying layers that are in use by different applications. So you can base on it when you are going to cloud migrations or you are doing any kind of migration. You can see the server side, for instance. So we have the full server inventory, and then how it is segmented by application. So we can see how many virtual and physical servers we have by application. We have the same on how much replica you are doing on the data, how many storage you are using. This is a waterfall on storage from total investments and how you are mapped try to service and replica. So this is the way we can identify the resource, in this instance, the storage, among the different applications. I think I will stop here. It is just a snapshot of how we can help you to manage your capacity and at least understand what's going on in the IT in business metrics and not just in bits and bytes. Thank you.